It is the world's most secretive election. When a pope dies, ancient traditions begin. A silver hammer, a destroyed ring, over 100 cardinals locked away from the world, choosing the next leader of 1 billion faithful. White smoke. The path to a new pope, from Calaroga Shark Media, wherever you get your podcasts.
Need something lighter before diving into today's chaos? Daily Comedy News tracks the latest from your favorite comedians. We're your morning download on Mulaney, Gaffigan, Chappelle, SNL, and everyone making moves in comedy. What comedy specials are streaming this week? Who's doing what? And even though it's comedy, there's always a controversy. From arena tours to streaming deals, club comebacks to industry shakeups, think of us as your daily shot of laughs before facing the real headlines. 7 days a week, get Daily Comedy News wherever you get your shows. Daily Comedy News.
Calaroga Shark Media.
From Washington, D.C., where it's almost time to change the clocks, this is Ballot.
Oh, goody, the twice-a-year debate on changing the clocks. How exciting. Let's hit this. Hi, I'm Patrick Gutfield, and well, it's that magical time of year again. No, not when the Easter Bunny brings chocolate or when Santa slides down your chimney. It's when Americans collectively lose their minds over losing 1 hour of sleep. That's right, daylight saving time is coming back on March 9th to ruin your Sunday and make you late for church. You know what's fascinating about daylight saving time? We've been doing this ridiculous clock dance since 1918, and people still act surprised when it happens. What? We have to change our clocks? This is outrageous. No one told me. We do this twice every year. It's like being shocked that Christmas falls on December 25th. On the bright side, the time change will delay the moment day becomes night for those hoping to walk their dogs outside before darkness falls. Because apparently, our dogs can't tell time and will be fooled by this human-invented phenomenon. It's usually dark when I poop at 6, but today it'd still light out. What sorcery is this? Did you know most people think daylight saving time was created for farmers? Turns out farmers actually hated it. They led the opposition in 1919 because, shockingly, cows don't care what your Apple Watch says. They're ready to be milked when they're ready to be milked. The sun, not some government mandate, dictated farmers' schedules. Imagine that. Only 2 states have opted out of this madness, Hawaii and most of Arizona. Arizona looked at the situation and said, "You want us to make sunset occur an hour later during the hottest months of the year in our desert climate? No thanks, we choose sanity." Meanwhile, the Navajo Nation within Arizona does observe daylight saving time, creating what I can only imagine is the most confusing place to schedule a meeting in America. The Department of Transportation is in charge of daylight saving time. Yes, the same people who can't fix potholes are managing our national sleep schedule. They claim it reduces energy use and crime. You know what else would reduce crime? Not making everyone collectively cranky by messing with their circadian rhythms. And here's a fun fact. Donald Trump hasn't passed any executive legislation to permanently end daylight saving time. I'm shocked. That seems like exactly the kind of thing he'd target. We're going to build a wall around a time itself and make the clocks pay for it. So mark your calendars for March 9th, when we'll all stumble around like zombies, miss appointments, and blame a practice that's been happening for over 100 years for our problems. And then we'll completely forget about it until November, when we get to do the whole thing in reverse. Just remember, it's saving, not savings, because apparently the only thing we're not saving is our collective sanity. All right, time for some listener mail. You know, we've been getting a ton of letters about daylight saving time. Let's see what America has to say about this deeply important issue. Our first letter comes from Brenda in Milwaukee. She writes, "Dear Patrick, every year my husband spends 3 hours changing all 27 clocks in our house when daylight saving time hits. We have clocks in every room, on every appliance, and even one in the shower. Is this normal?" Well, Brenda, no, that's not normal. That's a diagnosable condition called chronophilia. Your husband doesn't need daylight saving time, he needs therapy. Also, who needs a clock in the shower? Are you timing how long it takes the conditioner to work? Here's one from Todd in Phoenix. Dear Patrick, as an Arizonan, I feel superior watching the rest of you deal with daylight saving time twice a year. While you're all complaining about losing sleep, I'm enjoying consistent, unchanging time like a rational human being. Just wanted to let you know. Thanks for the letter, Todd. You know, Arizona also has scorpions, temperatures of 115 degrees, and is basically one giant piece of sandpaper pretending to be a state. So enjoy your consistent time while you're being stung and spontaneously combusting from heat. Dear Patrick, I have a brilliant solution for the daylight saving time debate. Instead of moving the clocks forward or backward by an hour, why don't we compromise and just move them by 30 minutes once and be done with it forever? Margaret, that's the most Boston solution I've ever heard. Let's take two opposing viewpoints and make everyone equally unhappy. Why stop there? Maybe we could just have different time zones for Democrats and Republicans. The blue hour and the red hour. Traffic would be a nightmare, but at least we'd be compromising. Here's one from Bill in Seattle. Dear Patrick, every daylight saving time, I tell everyone at work that I'm going to be an hour late on Monday because of the time change, even though we lose the hour on Sunday. I've been doing this for 15 years, and no one has caught on yet. Just wanted to share my success. Bill, you're not outsmarting anyone. Your coworkers all know exactly what you're doing. They talk about it at the water cooler. They have a betting pool on how long you'll keep this up. The only reason your boss hasn't fired you is because he's doing the exact same thing to his boss. And finally, a letter from Tim in Chicago. Dear Patrick, I'm so tired of people saying daylight savings time with an S at the end of saving. It's saving, not savings. This isn't a bank account. Can you please educate America? Tim, I appreciate your passion for grammatical accuracy, but this is why you're not invited to parties. If this is what keeps you up at night, you're getting plenty of sleep regardless of what time the government tells you it is. Keep those letters coming, America. Next week, we'll be addressing your burning questions about why grocery stores have 15 checkout lanes, but only 3 cashiers. Portions of today's show were made with the help of AI.
It is the world's most secretive election. When a pope dies, ancient traditions begin. A silver hammer, a destroyed ring, over 100 cardinals locked away from the world, choosing the next leader of 1 billion faithful. White Smoke. The Path to a New Pope, from Calaroga Shark Media, wherever you get your podcasts.